Turning to election 2014 now, tonight we're taking a closer look at the Wayne County Executives race. This week, State Representative Phil Cavanaugh announced that he is running along with Westland Mayor Bill Wild and Wayne County Commissioner Kevin McNamara. Exec Robert Ficano has not said if he is going for another term. So this is shaping up to be an interesting race. When do you think, if and when, Bob Ficano will come out and say that he is running? And if he was going to run all along, why didn't he do it before his State of the County? That's just a...
Well, I mean, I think he's still weighing the sort of political winds. I expect now that he will be in the race, and I expect you'll hear that within the next few weeks that he's going to run. He's got to get his petitions out. He's as an incumbent, he doesn't have to go as soon as the challengers because he doesn't have to form a committee and all of that. So, but I expect he's in, and in truth, the more people who are in with him, the better his chances are of coming out of this primary. If it's a 4, 5, 6 person primary, Bob Ficano, despite the troubles he's had and despite sort of his negative perception in the community, could come out of this thing with a nomination.
All right. Well, okay. So let's talk about who could give Bob Ficano the biggest run for his money.
Well, I think you have to look at Bill Wild, who not many people know, I don't think, but whose support is coming from some pretty powerful places already in the county, and is coming sort of in a bipartisan fashion. I mean, there are a lot of Republicans who have been in my ear for the last year and a half about how much they think of Bill Wild, and I don't know that they can come out and support him actively, but I think they are helping with that campaign. I think if you get one person who gets a lot of big name endorsements, a lot of money. A
lot of money to start running ads
yes.
that put all over what Ficano has done and not
That's
done
right.
over the last 4 years.
I think that could be what mitigates the dynamic that Nolan's talking about, which is that if you have too many people in the race, that Ficano could win with a very...
If it's a head-to-head race, Wild beats Ficano. You get 4 or 5 people in there. We still haven't had a true Detroit candidate in there yet.
No, that's right.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. Is Duggan going to play in this election?
Well, that's a great question.
And you've got all sorts of factors that you'll have to
and what
weigh
about
between.
Worthy? Didn't Worthy?
Yeah, but I don't think she's in.
She's not quite sure.
And she may get in before it's all over. So, I mean, there's still a lot of variables in play, and that's why I think the Republicans should pick a good, solid candidate. They usually ignore this race, don't stand anybody of any note.
But who would that? I mean, let's think about who that could be in Wayne County. Laura Cox has said she's running for.
Okay, John Walsh.
John Walsh,
term limited lawmaker, strong base in Western Wayne County, very upstanding guy, and would probably have a hard time beating any Democrat other than Bob Ficano. But if Ficano does squeak out of this primary because the votes divide in so many different ways, the Republicans could steal that seat, which would be absolutely remarkable in Wayne County if they have the foresight to stand a good candidate. They don't want to be caught.
Who's the last Republican Wayne County executive?
Well, there's only been... No, Bill Lucas was a Democrat until he ran for governor, and then he switched. So there's been 3, and there's never been a Republican. But there is a chance if Ficano gets through. I think a solid Republican could beat him.
Yeah.
How much money in this race in the last 30 seconds that we have left?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as much as the big races are the Senate race and the governor's race. You're not talking about even a fraction of that. But it could look like a congressional race if you get Bill
$2
Wild.
million.
Yeah. If you get Bill Wild with a lot of backing, I think he's about to pick up some very important support in the county, some business support that might change the look of that race.
Where's the UAW going to go in this race?
I see that's the other big question, right? If he can get that, I think that's the ball game.
And one of the untold stories of this election cycle is the sort of lack of funding the UAW does have. I mean, it's traditionally a huge powerhouse in funding elections. Bob King has wasted a ton of money on ballot proposals that went nowhere.
And where's that small piece going to go?
Down
All right,
in Tennessee.
Be a lesson for everybody. No more ballot proposals.
And then we're going to have to end it there. Thanks so much, gentlemen. And that is going to do it for My Week. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Head to myweek.org for the shows that you might have missed, and find us on Twitter and Facebook, and tell us what you'd like to talk about. For all of us at Detroit Public TV, I'm Christy McDonald. Have a great night, and we will see you next week. Take care.